Morales. They might just call me childish if I got to catch them all or volunteer to take the challenge. Brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account, mechanic can get me the sort of joy I get from toys, action, BB, B8, action. So yeah, brick and mortar, I got the plug and the orders. I got the connect account, mechanic can get me the sort of joy I get from toys, action. Nerve gang, bang, 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 bang. Action figures. Welcome to the Terradrome. I used to call Castle Grace go home.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. I'm your host, Regg, Henny, and I'm actually coming to you with a video today. It's a little different from just a review and a rant or anything like that. It's kind of a collection slash rant. As you can see from the title of the video, this is G.I. Joe Classified Series Collection, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I wanted to actually present to you guys, since I did the previous video last week, I did a review on the G.I. Joe Classified Series Flint. And talked about some of the difficulties of actually getting your hands on the actual figures themselves. Great line, awesome paint, articulation, sculpt, great way to pay homage to the 1980s figures in the series. But a lot of fans aren't that happy with their rollout and the way that it's just hard to find the figures. So totally understand. I'm a collector. I'm a fan. So one of you guys, and I totally understand. But I know I got a few comments in a few previous videos where we had conversations about the difficulty of actually finding the figures, and I wanted to actually share with you the figures that I do have in my possession in my collection right now, and also give a shout out to all the people in my community and my tribe that were actually able to help me get my hands on these figures. So again, the good, the figures, the good, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is definitely the figures and the product themselves. Roadblock. This is the first release of the Roadblock, and he wasn't difficult to find. I mean, it wasn't like you were going in the stores and they had pegs and pegs full of Roadblock or the first wave of the Classified series. But Roadblock, solid figure. We've had subsequent releases of Roadblock. A little later on down in this line, you're going to see the Cobra Island release, the Target exclusive Cobra Island release, another one, if you had to say the easiest figures to get your hands on, would have been any one of the Roadblock figures. And I know the repaint of this also came out, and it's actually listed at number 1 too. So Roadblock, starting this off. Then was able to get my hands on a Storm Shadow. This Storm Shadow actually came courtesy of my good friend DJ Ruckus, who you've seen on the channel numerous times. Good friend of mine, part of the community and the tribe that I work with, to actually get our hands on. Ruck's always out on the hunt, and he was able to actually secure me a Snake Eyes also. I think the only one, one of the only ones that I don't own right now classified is the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Snake Eyes. But number 2, that's Snake Eyes right there. Real awesome figure. And I know that Yojo June, the live event hosted by Hasbro Pulse, they actually did say we're going to be getting another Snake Eyes with Timber. And I can't wait to get my hands on that. Pre-orders are currently up on BBTS. Not sure about Hasbro Pulse if they sold out yet, but you do want to double check Hasbro Pulse and BBTS in particular. And I'm sure some of the other retailers, the other sites, will have them available for pre-order right now too. Number 3, Destro. If I had to say I have a favorite figure, or let me say top 5 out of all the Classified series that have come out so far, I would definitely have Destro in there. It pulls in my heartstrings too, because Destro, since I was a kid, is one of my favorite characters and favorite toys from the G.I. Joe line. One of the first Joes I was ever able to really get my hands on with a vehicle was Destro from the Iron Grenadiers with his despoiler. I still have one mint sealed in its box, and I also have one loose that I have displayed in the room. If you look at one of my older videos that does an actual tour of the toy store in here, you'll actually see that I actually have that on display over there, along with Serpentor and Cobra Commander. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. But Deathstroke for the Classified series is one of my favorite figures. So he is number 3. Number 4, numero cuatro, is Duke. Duke, definitely a good homage to. I know that they're re-releasing a lot of these. In particular, Lady J is repainted. I'm sorry, Scarlet is repainted. Duke is repainted, and Roblox is repainted to give it more of that 1980s aesthetic without all the futuristic Fortnite-looking shin guards and knee pads and all that. But I'm not going to be getting the repaints of them. It was already tough enough hunting down these. So Duke is another one. I believe Ruckus might have also got me this Destro too. Ruckus got me quite a few of these. I mean, he really looked out, especially during the pandemic when, we were at home and on quarantine. He was doing a lot of hunting during that time period. So there's Duke. I know, actually I got Duke, I think, from a GameStop. I was able to pick up Duke. I'm not going to remember every place that I got each of them if I got them because it was so difficult to hunt them down. So number 4 is Duke. Number 5. There she is, Scarlet. Now, I am impressed with the new repaint of Scarlet and the new, I'm not sure if it's a new head sculpt, but the Scarlet was a nice figure too. And she's an integral character to the original Sunbow cartoon series. So Scarlet, that's Duke's girl right there, is number 5. Number 6, Sace. That is Cobra Commander himself. I've seen on Peg a few Cobra Commander. During the first wave, I've seen like maybe 1 or 2, rarely in the wild out here in Southern California. I was able to see Cobra Commander at least, and Roblox. Again, plenty of Roblox. But this one was actually picked up by Ruckus for me too. And I believe this one might have been what pulled him down the rabbit hole that he initially swore he wasn't going to go down. But I knew we were both sunk. I knew we were both hit like deer in the woods because the sculpt and the paint. Cobra Commander. He saw this one on Pegs. I told him I wasn't even really going to get into the line. I said maybe I might pick up Destro because he's a personal favorite. But he sent me a picture, saw this one on Peg, and I was just like, yeah, why not? And then it was a wrap from there. So number 6 is Cobra Commander. Number 7, Gung Ho. This Gung Ho I actually found on Pegs. I think I found it the same day I found one Red Ninja. And when I get to the Red Ninja, I'll tell you that story. But this Gung Ho was just, I mean, it's a great homage to Gung Ho. I hope they put out a dress blues Gung Ho. I can't wait for Leatherneck and his fatigues, but I also hope that they put out a dress blues Gung Ho. I'm a little bit more partial to the Marine Corps because my father was in the Marines. I've been affiliated with the Marine Corps since I was a kid. So yeah, Gung Ho is one of my favorites, along with guys like Leatherneck and whatnot. So number 7, Gung Ho. Number 8, Red Ninja. Okay, so this is not the actual box. I got the Red Ninja. It's not the actual box because that's a pretty clean box. Yeah. One of these. Alright, I don't know. I forget. But all I know is that I was able to pick up a Red Ninja on my own. I found it the day I found the Gung Ho. But fortunately, I have good friends like DJ Ruckus, and he was able to also secure me quite a few other Red Ninjas to do some army building. So number 8 is the Red Ninja. That was highly sought after, and I was able to get my hands on a considerable amount of them, so Storm Shadow would not be lonely. We also have number 8, Red Ninja. Okay, number 9, Snake Supreme, Cobra Commander. This is the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. There was actually going to be SDCC, San Diego Comic Con exclusive. happy to get my hands on this bad boy. The packaging is crazy. Again, the good is the figures, the presentation, the packaging, the paint, the sculpt, all that is the good for the G.I. Joe Classified series. And Cobra Commander was definitely one of probably the best releases, I think, that they did doing the Snake Supreme one. I thought with this packaging we could have got a Serpentor. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on Serpentor when that comes out and dealing with what comes with that, trying to get my hands on Serpentor. Let's see, we have, that was number 9, right? Okay, so let's keep going. One up. Number 10, Beachhead. I actually found this Beachhead myself. There's been a few times where I got lucky and was going to look for some Transformers, and I think in particular I was looking for Studio 86 because I couldn't wait for that to drop, and lo and behold, I will walk down the aisle and randomly find one. This Beachhead was sitting on a peg, and I was fortunate enough to grab Beachhead. One of my favorite characters, particularly from the G.I. Joe animated movie, which is the only good G.I. Joe movie ever. So I will reserve judgment for when the Snake Eyes origin movie comes out. But number 10, Beachhead. 11, Roadblock. The thing about Roadblock, and I believe I can't remember if Ruck might have found this one for me. He may have. I believe he did. The thing about Roadblock, this Roadblock right here, is I'm impressed. It's Cobra Island, Target exclusive. But I like to call him heavy duty until we get a heavy duty, and I believe his cousin on one of the storylines from the G.I. Joe, one of the cartoon series, I believe heavy duty was supposed to be his cousin. I call this heavy duty because this actually resembles more of a Fortnite kind of figure. He's got a whole different beard. We're going on our 3rd Roadblock, 4th if you count the repaint. And he's gone from his original 1980 Sunbow cartoon, little flavor saver underneath his lip, to having a shaved kind of short beard in the Classified series, to having a full-on Rick Ross, the boss, beard on this one. So I like this figure though. I'm not gonna lie, I do like it, but it's Roadblock, but it's not Roadblock to me. It's actually his cousin, heavy duty. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so number 12, Cobra Trooper. The RB Builder Cobra Trooper, which I was only able to get my hands on one singular. One is the loneliest number. One. I was only able to get my hands on one Cobra Trooper, Cobra Island, Target exclusive. This box is a little beat up because the Target I went to said they had 2. I got there and the guy kind of acted a little funny when I asked him about it. He said he'd go check the back. He came out the back and came out with this beat up box. And I said, cool, well, I'll take the other one too. And he said, we don't have it. Couldn't find it. It was a little weird the way he responded. But, you know, I'll let God judge him. Anyway, so I was able to get my hands on number 12, Cobra Trooper. So still only got one, but the infantryman came along and that made my day a little bit. 13, DJ Ruckus! Hallelujah! Ruck was able to secure me a Baroness, and that's my guy for life right there for doing that, because I was looking for a Baroness, and he let me know that he had just came upon a Target employee who was able to locate the box. I think there came 2 to a case, which is what Breaker and his motorcycle will come in. But it came 2 to a case, and he was able to get his hands on one for me, and that pulled him in a little bit more into one of the Collector Classified series. So I was able to get my hands on Baroness and the Coil. So worth having, love it. 14, Amazon exclusive, Storm Shadow. Now this Amazon exclusive is based on this is Arctic Mission Storm Shadow. Actually, this is based on a a uniform and a storyline that from previously, so it's not something brand new that they just pulled out the air. I can't wait for the actual Storm Shadow that's more reminiscent of what we saw on the original 1980s line, but this one will serve as the leader of the Red Ninjas for right now in my collection. Amazon was a little funny on the deliveries on these two. They kept pushing back dates. Ruck was able to secure this for me too. So once again, he's the man. Ruck is the man, and I appreciate that, Ruck. Thank you very much, brother. Storm Shadow, number 14. Number 15.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Pimp Daddy Destro. Pimp Daddy Destro. Profit Director Destro. That's what they call him now. But it's Pimp Daddy Destro. I actually got this off. I ordered it off of GameStop. And they had him. And I've seen a few websites where he's been in stock and then out of stock and then in stock. For the most part, classified series. Sometimes trying to go online as another outlet, and then again also having a community and a tribe of collectors around you so you guys can support each other is the best way to go. But I also love this one. Again, pulls at the heartstrings because back to Destro of the Iron Grenadiers, and is the spoiler from when I was a kid. It harkens back to that because of the gold dome instead of the chrome dome, the gold dome that he has on this one. So big fan of Pimp Daddy Destro. Let's see, we're on 15. Where are we at? Yeah, let's see. You know what? I gotta skip up to 21 because I don't have the ones that I think those might be movie line ones that are going to be filling in 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments though. 21. Now, the thing about Firefly is, again, a Cobra Island Target exclusive, the bane of a lot of collectors' existence. And I was so impressed when I saw them announce this on their live back during what would have been Comic-Con for Hasbro PulseCon. I believe that's when they announced this, if I remember correctly. I'm getting old. But I was so impressed with it, from the drone to the face sculpt to all the weapons, everything. Beautiful. Then I found out it was a Target exclusive, and I immediately said, I'm not tripping. But fortunately, my good friends at tfbasement.com, you heard me talk about TF Basement a lot. Mr. Jonathan Williams, Jay, what up? Thank you very much, brother. I was actually able to secure one from TF Basement instead of doing the headache. And I've actually been on runs with Ruck to go see if we can pick this along with the Viper at the time. And I've seen where basically the shipment got hijacked at the sorting facility for Target. And we have the Target management coming out as we're waiting outside the Target in the morning in the cold and come out and tell us, hey, we thought we had a case. Turns out there's a bunch of Monopoly games in this box. So somebody did a switcheroo at the source. But again, TF Basement looked out, and I was able to get my hands on Firefly. So that is 21. Let's see. I do not have 22. I do have 23. Zartan. That's Zartan right there. And I appreciate Ruck looking out for this one. It's Zartan. He's able to get his hands on the Zartan for me. This figure right here, I really wish that, because I for the most part, all these figures I have the originals from the 80s. And I wish that Zartan had the feature where you put him out in the sun and then he's able to turn blue.
He's a master of disguise. Zartan changes color right before your eyes. Zartan. Introducing Zartan. Zartan changes color in sunlight.
I loved having him, Xandar and Zarana. I'm a twin brother. I have a twin sister, so I used to always think that we were kind of like Xandar and Zarana. But Zartan. So I love this figure. Great sculpt and everything. It harkens well back to the old 80s one. But I do wish it turned blue in the sun. 24. Cobra Infantry. Cobra Infantry. Ruck did secure this one for me. And then he went a step further and did your boy a solid and was able to get his hands on a case. So I'm good when it comes to Cobra Infantry. I will use this Trooper as I'll use the Trooper basically as an officer, and then the Cobra Infantryman. So that's 6, that's 7 right there, and then the Trooper basically gives me 8 on an Army build. So Cobra Infantry number 24. Got that. Let these numbers get shown right here. All right, stack's getting big. Right. 25. Lady J. One I'm really impressed with. I'm very impressed with Lady J. This face sculpt, everything, weapons, all that. Lady J, big character from the Sunbow cartoon, in the comic book too. And what would Lady J be without, and Ruck, DJ Ruckus, once again, looked out, was able to get that one. What would Lady J be without her boo, Flint, number 26? And what would Flint be without Lady J? Yeah? Did you ever ask yourself that? Yeah, okay. Well, 26, that is Flint. I was very impressed, and you guys saw the review from last week where I did rate him as dope. Again, because of the difficulties of actually getting your hands on these. Can't be classic until we get that straightened out in my book. But 26, Flint. 27. Here we go, number 27. Major Blood. Major Blood. Here's the thing about Major Blood, though. We got leaked images online, and then all of a sudden, these showed up in Target, and then they had to announce it on Yojo June on the Hasbro Pulse Live event, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now. So it's a little awkward, but great figure, Major Blood. Real troublemaker with Cobra. So happy to get Major Blood. All right, and that leads me to, actually, you know what? That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. And you have to forgive me because there's a lot of them. I didn't realize how many of them there were. That's the other thing about the Cobra Island exclusives. That's the other thing about the Classified series is they feel like they're coming out really slow. They're hard to get your hands on. And then you realize how many they've actually released in the last year. You would think that we'd only have maybe 14 or 15 of them, it feels like. But we actually have about 30 of them. Almost close to 30, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it feels like we have a lot more than we do. So with that being said, I am impressed. That is the good. I've gone over the good. I've shown you my collection. I've gone over the good. The bad is what we all know. Is getting your hands on them, being able to secure them. That's the bad, unfortunately. There's good and there's bad. So there's the good, the bad, and the bad right now is that it's hard to get your hands on them. The lack of media, which is what we had when we were growing up, because you had the accompanying media. They started off with a Marvel comic. If you ever seen The Toys That Made Us, the episode that talks about G.I. Joe, I highly recommend it. I love that episode, but it talks about how they initially came out with a comic book, and then they were able to get the Sunbow TV series going. And back when I was a kid, if you got a cartoon, we're sitting there salivating going, okay, where's the toy? Where's the toy? What's the toy? Where's the toy at? And then they would give us the toy. Sometimes it wouldn't always look exactly like the cartoon, but we used our imagination back then. It was the 80s. It's a more innocent time. But anyway, so we had the cartoon to go along with it. Most kids would be able to have their figure, their Flint, their General Hawk, their Serpentor, their Cobra Commander, their Destro, and you can sit in front of the TV with your bowl of cereal and your G.I. Joe figure, and you can watch the TV show. Those are different time. It's a different time now. And right now, we don't even have a Netflix series, a cartoon. We have the Snake Eyes movie coming out. Again, my trust with G.I. Joe movies has been shattered. I'm like Drake. I got trust issues when it comes to G.I. Joe media nowadays. The video games have been atrocious. The kids that I worked with over the years have seen me go buy the video game, and kids are gamers, they know better, and they're looking at me like, why are you doing that to yourself? And I'm like, yeah, you don't understand, I grew up with it. And you play the game, and no matter how much you grew up with it, no matter how much you love the franchise, the game sucks. The movies have been trash that you have to just take with a grain of salt, and just be happy that they had a Cobra Commander in the second one that actually had the faceplate. So but regardless, it doesn't feel the same. The rollout is harder to track when the waves include maybe 3 or 4 characters. There's no vehicles attached to them. I get it because it's a 6-inch line. But I saw what they did with the First Order TIE Fighter, and that 6-inch figure. I don't know if Hasbro just decided it wasn't worth the time or effort or financial commitment to do that. But with G.I. Joe, that's the bad, is that if you're going to do 6-inch, most fans are going to be looking for vehicles, and that's just the reality of the adult collector that you're serving. So along with the bad, like I just said, adult collector, along with the bad is that the disposable income market back in the 80s was maybe 8 to 22, maybe, if something like that, counting college age or whatnot. That disposable income market, let's say the 8-year-olds, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, that disposable income group demographic has grown up, and now you're still technically marketing to them because the adult collector market has grown exponentially over the last 10, 15 years. There's still aspects to this culture, and as far as selling to adult collector, that haven't been explored yet. But as far as product is concerned, they pretty much have that. But I feel like these big companies are still trying to find that fine line between marketing and selling and supplying the adult collector market, and knowing that they're consistently going to make a profit, because traditionally toys have been sold to kids. So the bad is we're in the midst of companies and big corporations trying to figure that out. Right now, I think the only one that has a good grasp on it may be Super 7. Super 7 has that mindset that they're making products specifically for their demographic, their generation of people. Brian Flynn has made that pretty clear in all of the interviews I've seen. I've seen some really good interviews with Pixel Dan and Brian Flynn where they discuss that. So the adult market right now for bigger corporations like Hasbro, like Mattel, is still trying to figure out how you're going to sell to the kids of the 80s that are now adults and pretty much able to buy whatever toys they want. They're trying to find that fine medium, that sweet spot of, like, for instance, HasLab going, hey, Cell Barge, you like that scene in Jedi, the Return of the Jedi, right? Yeah, look at Jabba's Cell Barge. 500? 500? Yeah? And it's successful. Then the next one, including tooling for Unicron, which I have sitting up here on my detail, for Unicron, they're like, hey, we 500? Is it 575? And then they saw it was a little bit more difficult initially to get them to cross that line. They didn't go like gangbusters initially, and they had to extend the deadline. So they got the 575, and then now you're looking at what Unicron's going for on the secondary market, and then they also turn around and go, okay, for the next project was the Sentinel, and the Sentinel ended up going for $350 each. Sentinel is an army builder, and goes like gangbusters because $350 is more feasible to a bigger swatch of the audience, of their consumers. Then they go, okay, well, $350 sounds good. Sweet spot, we'll go with $350 on the Razor Crest. And the Razor Crest is a phenomenal, I back that. And I think they found their sweet spot with that. But the adult collector market, again, when you look at Sideshow collectibles, when you look at PCS toys, when you look at a number of the high-end statue creators, manufacturers, they're selling for upwards of between $500 and $2,500, and they're selling to the same demographic that grew up in the 80s, that old school disposable income market, and they're saying, okay, well, you're willing to pay thousands of dollars because you're an adult and you have a emotional attachment to these franchises. So that's the bad. You know, you got to give, you got to take. You're gonna have some good, you're gonna have some bad. The ugly is that we're not gonna be out of this funny area for a while. While the manufacturers are still trying to figure this out, again, you can find a friend in companies like Super 7 who are picking up some of the licensing so they can do their own types of products. So no, I don't believe Super 7 will be doing 6-inch G.I. Joes anytime soon or whatnot. But you've seen what they do have something coming out for G.I. Joe coming up. I know they did the bat, the big large bat. They've done Transformers. They've done a Megatron, Optimus Prime, Soundwave, I believe. They're doing the reaction figures or whatnot. But again, that is a company that is more geared towards adult collectors exclusively. The major manufacturers, the ugly is it's going to take them some time to figure out the science behind what they want to do. I know a lot of these companies are trying to do like focus groups, specifically with adult collectors and content creators, and that's a good thing, is because they're reaching out, trying to get the pulse, hence Hasbro Pulse, of what their consumers want as adult collectors and what they're willing to pay and where the profit margin will be for them. So that is the ugly. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys just my good fortune of all the Joes that I've been able to get my hands on. Man, you see these? You see how many your boy is doing over here? I'm not trying to stunt. I'm not trying to shine on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, it's what I do. I'm just playing. Really, what it comes down to is I have a really good community, a good tribe of other collectors that have been awesome in actually helping me secure all of these. I mean, like, look, man, I'm sitting with the Baroness right now because of guys like DJ Ruckus. You feel me? So find a community. That is part of the ugly, is that you're going to have to be unorthodox in the way that you're used to going to hunt, the way that you're used to going to shop, the way that you're used to clicking and going online, because you're battling bots, you're battling scalpers, you're battling the fact that the shelves are not chock full like when we were kids in the 80s and you had a whole section for Transformers, a whole section for G.I. Joe. Even when Toys R Us was still around, but about 3 years ago now, when Toys R Us was still around, you would have a section of Transformers, you would have a section of Marvel, but it was limited. It wasn't like when I was a kid and it seemed like the whole aisle was just full of it. Those days are over. That's the ugly part of it, and you're going to have to get with a community of collectors. But keep it right here with Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. Keep tuning in. I'm going to keep trying to share with you some of the collector life hacks, the tricks of the trade, on how you can end up kind of looking like this. And I'm going to be putting links for TF Basement and to DJ Ruckus, my man DJ Ruckus. I'm going to be putting a link to his IG and everything like that. Those are good guys to know. Geek Hangover, what's up, Geek Hangover? That's the homie right there too. He has a page on. I'm going to be putting a link to his page too, so you could go like, share, subscribe on his page too, just like you're doing right here on Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. But I'm going to be signing off. Just wanted to share with you guys, the subscribers, what I've been able to amass. Because of good friends like DJ Ruckus and Jonathan Williams over at TF Basement. Keep it locked right here. We got some things coming up. I think it shouldn't be too long. Sometime this summer, hopefully before the end of summer, we'll be getting our Sentinels. And I'll be over at Ruck's crib, and we're going to be reporting to you live from Ruck's crib, actually checking out. I know he got like 3 Sentinels, so I can't wait to be there with him when he's unboxing those. Anyway, stay tuned for more. As always, be good to yourself, be good to others, show empathy, open your toys, play with them. You deserve it.